Today I'm very excited to share another unique dish that's been inspired from Chinese cuisine, and this time it's from Malaysia, from the Ipoh state, which is the western part of Malaysia. So we are going to be making Ipoh style curry mee. A variety of vegetables like yard-long beans, tofu, shallots, brinjal, bean sprouts, oyster mushroom are simmered in a coconut sauce and served with noodles. So let's look at the ingredients that we require. Here I have 2 cups of noodles that have been boiled. I need 1 cup of oyster mushroom. If you don't have oyster mushroom, regular mushroom will do as well. 2 cups of coconut milk. I'll need about half a cup of shallots or sambar onions that have been sliced. I'll need half a cup of eggplant or brinjal that has been cubed or made into long pieces like this. I'll need about 1/4 of a cup spring onion greens, 1/4 of a cup coriander leaves, 1/4 of a cup tofu, 6 to 8 curry leaves, 2 to 3 tablespoons of bean sprouts, 6 to 8 mint leaves. I have yard-long beans that have been chopped. You'll need about 1/4 of a cup there. Then we require ginger and garlic that is minced, a tablespoon each, half a teaspoon of sugar, salt and pepper to taste, 1 teaspoon of red chili powder, 2 tablespoons of curry powder. It's basically garam masala mixed in with a lot of turmeric, and finally lime for garnish. We'll start by heating our pan. So take a nice deep pan and let it warm. While that is happening, I'm going to take my curry powder, add the red chili powder, mix it in and make a paste with about 2 to 3 teaspoons of water. Mix this paste and set this aside. Now it's essential to add water to this so that it doesn't burn when we put it in the oil. So mix it, make sure there's no lumps, and then set it aside. Next I'm going to add oil to the pan. I'll need about 3 teaspoons of oil, and I'm going to infuse it with some garlic, ginger, mix it in. Once it starts to sizzle, it's time to add our curry leaves. Be generous. This adds wonderful flavor to the sauce. Next, I'm going to add some of our shallots. Just cook it for a minute or 2 until it's translucent. Our onions have become translucent. At this point, we're going to add our tofu. Now remember, tofu doesn't really have flavor of its own, so we have to build a flavor base for it, and this is what it is. So it starts by cooking in the oil that has been infused with the garlic and ginger and curry leaves. Just let it stir fry for a minute, and then we will add the curry powder. Our tofu is now got a beautiful light brown hue. At this point, we're going to add our curry powder. We mixed it in with water, and we are going to add it. Reduce the flame. Mix this in. Just look at the beautiful orange color. This is going to be so delicious. Next, we're going to add salt, some pepper powder, and here I have some lemongrass. These are stalks of also what is known as tea leaves. Just lightly bruise them and add them to the pan. This is what gives its unusual flavor that is very typical of Malaysian and Indonesian cuisine. Next, I'm going to add a little bit of sugar and let this cook for just about a minute, and then we will add our vegetables. Our tofu has absorbed all those flavors. I'm going to just add a little water to the paste, whatever is left over, add that. Next, I'm going to add my eggplants or brinjal. Oyster mushrooms, they're also known as king mushrooms. Some of the spring onion greens. Few mint leaves. bean sprouts, not too much, just about 2 to 3 teaspoons. And finally, I'm going to add yard-long beans that I've made into knots. I'll show you how this is done. So you add all this. Now mix it really well. And let this steam for about 6 to 8 minutes on a low flame. So while this is cooking, I will show you. So here are my yard-long beans. What I've done is I've soaked them in a little bit of boiling water. You trim the ends off like this. And now what you do is cut it right straight through the middle. Do that to all of them. Try to keep them even sized. And now what you need to do is, because we soaked it in hot water, they become malleable and you're able to make knots like this. Just as simple as this, but it makes such a beautiful visual presentation when you serve the dish. Traditionally, if you go to Indonesia or Malaysia, you will find these knotted string beans in your soup or vegetable dishes. How easy was this? Our vegetables have been cooking for just about 5 minutes. The eggplants look like they're softened up. Now remember, the vegetables must stay firm and crunchy, you don't overcook. At this point, I'm going to add just a little bit of water. And next, I'm going to add the coconut milk. Now after you add the coconut milk, you need to make sure that the flame is low, and you cook this for about 8 to 10 minutes until everything looks cooked. Cover and cook for about 8 to 10 minutes. Just look at that wonderful curry that we have made. Once it starts boiling like this, we know it's ready. Just look how beautifully the tofu has puffed up in the coconut milk. Time to turn it off, and we're ready to assemble. Now this is how you do it. You first take some of the noodles, the boiled noodles. You can use any type of noodles that you like. If you want, you could also do this with rice. It's just going to be the same. So you place the noodles right at the bottom of the bowl. Then you add some mint leaves, some spring onion greens, and few coriander leaves, and then add the curry and the vegetables like this. And then serve it with a wedge of lime, some shallots or sambar onions, again some coriander leaves, and if you like green chilies, you could add some green chilies or red chilies, add some sesame seeds, and there you go, a wonderful hearty soup meal.